Okay, hi again. This is the last video where we'll talk a little about how I imagine the app should work when we have to view or revise substation details. We already have created so we can do it with cable boxes. They're very simple. You click on the cable box and then you see the low voltage panel. But when we are dealing with substations, it's important that we create the app so we don't start by showing a big single line diagram, but we kind of get an overview what's inside the substation, and then we can from there dive into the different circuits. Okay, so if you take this substation picture again, if you look from a technician perspective, when you kind of want to know what's inside a substation, for example, maybe he has to go out and repair this substation or maintain this substation, and he like to know, to have an overview of what kind of medium voltage equipments are are used in it, what kind of transformers and what kind of panels are used. Maybe he wants to know something about what kind of fuses are used or something like that. He just wants an overview of what is this thing. Also, he'd like to know, what is it a kiosk? Is it maybe something inside a building, or maybe it's a windmill or whatever. You have to maintain this substation. So idea is when you click on the map, if you search for a substation on the map and click on it and choose details like we have today, and he wants to see like the equipment details of the substation, it will open up something here like a main screen. I call it.
I zoom in a little. Now, okay.
I call this a distribution node view revise screens, right? So the first screen he kind of gets is an overview what's inside the substation.
This is distribution node that I have to create on the app, and it should look like this on the screen.
Yeah.
And the pop-up, the menu have to be like this.
Yes, when you click on the distribution node, now I choose a substation, but also of course if you click on a cable box, something like this should show up. But the cable box is much more simple, so it will not show that much, right? But for the substation, the important thing here is when you click on the substation, choose a substation. Or if there's a work task that says you have to maintain some substation.
This is the menu on the app for substation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, if you choose a substation in either in the map, or if you have a work task that says you have to maintain this substation, when you click on it and want to see the details of the substation, want to revise it, to revise the substation, it should start by showing a screen like this, where it shows that, okay, this substation has a bus bar here, the medium voltage bus bar, has one transformer, and has one low voltage panel. So this is a list with 3 items in it, because it has these 3 things, right? So if you go to the data model, it works like, this whole thing here, the whole box here is what I call the distribution node equipment container. So this is the class that can hold, it can be a substation, it can be a cable box, and there's also some other types. And this one contains, if you go down here, it contains 0 or more power transformers. So if it's a substation, it will have 1 or more of these, right? But if it's a cable box, it will not have any power transformers. So then this one will not be there in the data. If it's a cable box, it will only have 1 panel. So it will only have one, what I call a bus bar circuit. So if we take this example with the substation 1, it has 1 transformer, so it will have 1 power transformer object in the data, and it has 2 bus bar circuits, so you have 2 of these objects.
I don't understand.
It's yeah, because you're not a software engineer, I guess. But this is like the data model. This kind of explains how the data looks like inside the data model, and this explains how it looks like from the perspective of the user. So what I'm saying.
So actually, the first one is the main screen, and then when you click inside, like
yeah, when you click on these, then we'll dive into the details of either this one or this one or this one. Right? So I'm just telling also how the data model works, because just to tell that actually this one and this one is the same in the data model.
Which one and which one?
The medium voltage switchgear unit, it's a busbar circuit. The low voltage panel is also a busbar circuit.
So they should have the same menu. The menu that look like similar to each other.
Yeah, it just shows different kind of data. Yeah, and in the data model, it's also the same object that holds the data. So a busbar circuit, it has a voltage level. So the voltage level here tells if it's like a medium voltage or low voltage. And also busbar circuit type, I think it tells if it's a medium voltage unit or a panel and so forth.
But you have created documentation for her, and then she will know how the menu in the app should look like.
Yeah, it's also I haven't created. I'm not sure I've created these three, but this one I created. This was the one that was a question for what was these things, and to display these three menu items, she has to look in this data object. You have to look here. How many power transformers does it have? If it has 2, then she will show 2 of these. This is a symbol for a power transformer. And then she has to look here. Okay, there is 2 busbar circuits. And then she will show them in the list also. And we can maybe optimize it the way it sort the list. Maybe it should show the higher voltage level first, then the power transformer, and then the lower voltage panels in the bottom. But that's detailed. We can always optimize that. The most important thing is that it shows one list item.
This 3.
Yeah, this 3 if it has 3. But if it was a substation like this, it will have 2 transformers, right? Then it will be 2 transformer objects, and then it should show 2 lines like this. One called trafo 1, one called trafo 2. By the way, trafo means transformer, power transformer in Danish. So we just call it trafo. Yeah.
Trafo?
Trafo.
Truffle? Chocolate truffle?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, of course that. Yeah. Okay. So that's the idea with the overview, because then when the technician click on the substation, he gets this overview. Actually, just by looking here, he knows a lot of stuff. He might not even need to go into details. And the reason he don't need that is because he can see up here the first 2 pieces of information. He can see the construction type of this substation. It's a kiosk. So now he knows that it looks like this. It's like a box, he can open them. Right? The construction type could also be inside a building. It could be inside a windmill. It could be underground substation or something like that. You can see in the data model, you can see which kind of construction type you can choose from. So that's very important information from him. If you have to find it out there and what he's looking for, it's nice to know what it is. Right? Is it like you said, a doghouse, or what is it? Then another information is the manufacturer info of the box itself. Because if you buy, for example, a substation kiosk, you will typically buy the box, the whole thing, from maybe Siemens or ABB or whatever. So it's nice to know what kind of kiosk, what kind of doghouse, what model is it. And here we say it's from ABB, and it's something called Mercury 3. Then the technician knows, okay, now he knows what kind of thing it is. Like the outer. Then inside it, he can see here, okay, this substation kiosk, it has a 10 kV unit, And you can see here also, oh, it's a Siemens Simosec. So he knows now that this is an equipment like this that's inside here on the medium voltage. And this is of course important for him it can be important in terms of what kind of equipment he has to bring, or tools or something like that. Or maybe he just want to know what kind of equipment is inside here. Is it some very old switchgear unit, or is it some new one, or is it?
And then if something happened to the service from that company, and then he can just contact them.
Yeah, but it's more like before he go out there, he has to kind of figure out what is going. He cannot remember all 10,000 substations in his head.
Yes.
So you have to kind of search it on his phone and say, okay, I have to go out to this substation and do something with that. What I'm going out to, what is it? What kind of equipment is inside it? He likes to know that. It can also be other people who like to know that. Maybe they want to, figure out which substation they have to repair or replace or whatever. So that's why it's important to register that information. What kind of switchgear units are used inside it? That's of course important to register in the system. Yeah. And that's also nice for the technician when they click on the map or something, they can get this kind of information. Many times this information will not be filled out because no one has filled it out yet, maybe in the system. So the idea is, of course, then when he revises the information, he can put all that information in, because when he's out there, he can see what's inside it when he has opened it. Okay, let's get back to that later. Number 2 here, it says, okay, he has one transformer. You can see here he has one transformer because there's only one line. If it had more transformer, it would be more lines, right? So you can see, okay, he has one transformer, and it's a transformer from ABB, a model called green, because the transformer is actually green, and I think it's of the environment or whatever. They call it like that. And then it can see here how big the transformer is. That's also information that's nice for them to know. It's 1200 kVA. So this is kind of information that the technician and the people in the utility, this is nice information for them, right? Then you can see, okay, there's one panel, one thing like this, also inside this substation. And now I put some information, it says that, okay, there's 47 customers connected to this panel. And this is of course something that the app has to calculate. You don't need to implement that right now, but it's just to show that we can, idea is we can kind of show some information here that's useful for the technician.
Yes, but inside you say 47 customers. Is it necessary for the technicians to be able to click and see the details of each customer?
Yeah,
like
then there will maybe
the owner of the house, the address.
Yeah, if they have to do something with the station, they know that 47 customers will be affected.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, also functionality they like is like they can kind of get a list of these customers and so forth, and see it in the map or something. But that functionality we
figure out later.
Yeah, we have defined elsewhere.
Okay.
This is a trace functionality.
Okay.
Okay. So right now this is just to get an overview. Like okay. But so this one we cannot write that right now because we need the trace functionality to write that. But actually it's quite easy to calculate how many customers is connected to this panel. This is just an example. I think we should ask them what kind of information is most important to them. Maybe some other information. I don't know. So, but I'm pretty sure that this is kind of the kind of stuff they like to know on this level. Okay? So, and of course they have to be able to add when they are on this screen and they want to revise. They are maintaining the substation and come out and then figure out that okay, actually this substation has 2 low voltage panels, but the system thinks it only has 1, because no one has kind of registered that they have put another panel in, right? Happens. And then you can say, okay, I want to add a new low voltage panel, and then it will have 1 more, right? And they can go into that and put in the details. Okay.
So they have to put in the detail first, and then the technician go to the doghouse later and add it?
No, it's when they're out there. Maybe they have to go out and maintain it.
Oh,
Or
okay.
they have to
They
repair
take they take the iPad with them
Yeah.
and then just add and then mark whatever
Because when they're out there anyway, it's important that they register everything that's out there because the system.
at the time and then
Yeah.
everything in the system.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very important
Mm.
because it's not that often they're out there maintaining them. Maybe only every 10 years or something. Something like that.
Every year, I guess.
No, not that often. No.
Mm.
So when they're out there, it's really good that they can register all the stuff that has been constructed that no one has registered. It's a common problem. But there's a lot of stuff. Many times they don't even know maybe what kind of stuff is out there, what type of equipment and stuff like that. Maybe there's someone has connected some cable boxes or pump station or whatever, but there's no one knows. So that's fine. Okay, that's another story. Okay, so this is the main screen. So the idea it lists the bus bar circuits and the transformers that's inside this substation or distribution board. Okay. If they click, then the idea is that if they want the detail, okay, now let's say he wants to do something with the medium voltages. Maybe he wants to switch the medium voltages. Maybe he wants to repair something on the medium voltage network or something like that. Or whatever reason. He likes to know more about this guy here, right? Or maybe he has to maintain it, so he has to also revise the information. So he click on this, and then it will show a new screen where it shows the details about this particular bus bar circuit. And it will show, okay, this is a 10 kV, it knows because it has a voltage level, and it knows it's called bus bar 1, it's because it has a name. And here you can see the manufacturer information. And then he can, of course, revise this information. If he came to a substation and it was not registered in the system what this was, then it will say unknown here. Then he can click and say, okay, this is actually a Siemens CMOS switchgear unit. And also the name of the bus bar circuit is also important to the utility, because in real life they have to actually put a label on here. Maybe
the name label.
Maybe they call this factory 1 or school, or maybe they call it bus bar 1, or they can call it many things. Typically they call it something in Danish. And this label is important because if they have many of these units, okay, which one is which? So then he can enter that name here. This is also the name is displayed here. And this is the idea is, if there's several of these, then it's easier to figure out. The same with the low voltage panel. If you have several low voltage panels, it's important to name them correct in the system. The same way as they're named in real life, the two will have some kind of label on them. If it's a substation like this, they don't care about the name because there's only one of these, so they can figure it out, right? But with the substation where there are many transformers and many panels or units, it's important with this label. So the name here, okay? And then else it works the same as with the cable boxes functionality that's already created. You can see the single line diagram of the bus bar circuit. The difference is that we can see that which one is connected to a transformer. So you can see here bay 3 is connected to the transformer. In this case it's transformer 1. So you can see here, okay, this bay here has a switch fuse that is typically used to protect the transformer. And then you can see here it's connected to that transformer. So if they had multiple transformers, then you could see, okay, it's transformer 1 or 2, it's connected to that. Right? And this is also the question how has that the bay connection, where is it used? Okay, it's used when you dive into, if you click on the bus bar circuit and get to this one, and you click on the bay, this is a bay, then the bay can either be connected to a transformer, it can be connected to a line.
Can you point which one is the bay?
The bays are like this.
One panel like that?
Yeah, this is one panel.
Okay.
When we have a low voltage panel, it's like one
one row
Yeah, one.
around like
Yeah,
that.
one column.
One column. Okay.
Yeah, this is a bay. That they call it. It's all the equipment that protect whatever the bay is connected to. So here there's a bay connected to a power transformer. So all the equipment inside here,
One bay.
inside this bay is kind of, they know this bay is kind of connected to the transformer, so they call this a transformer bay.
Okay. Okay.
All the equipment inside here is kind of protect the line.
The next station bay.
It's just we call that a line bay or cable bay.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bay that connects to a line that goes outside of substation. Right. So this is the bay connection type in the data model. Here, bay connection type. It can either be line, transformer, and then it can be a sectionalizer. And this is one that's a little special. This is the bay where we're not connecting to anything. We just sectionalize the bus bar. Example of this. But we always can do that in cable boxes. You can have this switch that's on the bus bar that divides the bus bar.
Actually, you said bay in the cable box, the blue one.
Yeah.
They don't connect to anything or what? But they connect to the customer.
Yeah, you take the cable box, for example this one here. You can zoom in on this.
Yes.
Each of these things here, this is we call a bay.
Yes. So here we have 5 bays. Or what?
Yeah, and actually this
5
is also
rows.
a bay. This is a direct connection. So you can imagine this one. Okay, for example here, C2, right? There comes a cable from this substation with power to this, and feed this cable box with power. This is a big cable probably coming here, right? Coming in. And they're just connected directly to the bus bar. This is the 3 things going in the backend. This is what we call the bus bar.
Which one is the bus bar?
The 3 pieces of copper or iron going here.
Okay.
So this is one per phase, right? Phase A, B, C. Because in electric world we have 3 phases always. So this is actually, you can see there's like 3 cables going up here, but that's actually real like 1 cable with 3 phases that is connected to the bus bar. So I can try to show a diagram for this. This one here, in the single line diagram, we just show this. So is this one connects to this one? ST1. Because it's just 1 cable, there's no switch, anything, it just connects directly to the bus bar. And these 5 things there, they are switch, fuse switch disconnectors. We show like this. Good. Right. That's 5 of them, right? And maybe they go out to, actually you can see there's only connected something to 1 of them. So maybe this one goes out to a school or whatever, And the next one is spare, right? So that's 4 spares here. But we call this base.
Oh, it's just because, for example, in this picture, from the bus bar, you have only 1 connection, and it means we have 4 spare bus bars.
Yeah, there's only 1 customer connected.
Yeah.
But there's 1 connection coming into the cable box. So there's a cable coming into it to get to. It has to have power, right?
Yes.
And then there's a 1 connection going out of it to some customer.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but we call these, even that is a cable box, we call this a bay and this a bay and this a bay. Right?
Yeah.
In Danish we call it it's fit.
I have one very simple question because I don't know that much about electricity. So when you convert from the substation 10 kilovolts, for example, through the power transformer and send to the cable box to the customer,
Yeah.
and it has to like become 400 volts.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how many cable boxes you have. How many customers you have to transform to the 400 anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
The volt is like it's always the same.
Okay.
But we have something called power.
Mm.
How many amps this one can handle? How much? See, well, this one is a 1200 kVA. That means it can handle. This is a big one actually, and it can handle a lot of customers. So, but the voltage level is always 400.
Okay.
So yeah.
Move to the next.
Okay. So if you click on this, medium voltage thing here, it opens up, and then you can kind of dive into this thing here. Right. The same from the low voltage panel. It works exactly the same. If you click on that, it dives into the low voltage screen panel. And you can also change that name and change the manufacturer information. Typical manufacturer information on a panel, low voltage panel, is not something that's important, because on a low voltage panel you can actually put whatever stuff on you like. You can imagine that a low voltage panel, it's just a bus bar, and then you buy these pieces of equipment like fuse, switch disconnectors, and you connect it to it, right? So the manufacturer information should be on the way, not this one. So, but sometimes they like to say, okay, this one is from, this one actually from ABB or something. So sometimes they like to register that information, but normally they don't give it. Oh, sorry. Normally they don't care. Right? So, but when we're talking about this guy here, the unit, you can see this comes as a big piece of equipment. And it's always from the same vendor. So here it makes very much sense to register the manufacturer info for the whole piece here. But it does not make sense to go to tell each bay is Siemens, because of course they're Siemens. You cannot take an ABB bay and connect to this one. Well, you can, but it's very difficult. I guess you can if you hack it. But
Hack it.
it's not normal. If you do that, you will have another unit, and then you will connect them with cables or something like that. So when we are talking about medium voltage unit, the manufacturer info is on the bus bar circuit level, and if it's low voltage panel, then we have manufacturer information on each of these bays, because they can come from different vendors. And I have described that in the document too. Okay, the last thing is you can click on is also the transformer, right? So when you click on the transformer, you get to a screen that's more simple. We don't need a single line diagram or anything from that one. That's just some information we like to have from the technician. And one thing that's very important, we want to know if it's transformer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It sounds simple, but it's something that, sometimes if there's a confusion, which one is transformer 1 or which one is transformer 2, that's really not good. And sometimes they can, if this one was a string field, and they can just write whatever they want. Sometimes they write TIF1 and something like T1, and so therefore I like, instead that's just, they can choose a number. So when they click here, they get a drop, they get a screen with, they can choose from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 20 or something. It's very important that they can only choose a number here, because from experience that otherwise you never know what's coming here. And again, manufacturer information is of course important, that they can choose which manufacturer model and how many kVA it is. And then there's some information we also like. This is a tap changer step, and this is on this guy here. There is I don't know how you can draw it. There's a handle, something. You can actually put that in some positions. You can take the voltage up and down. So there's some kind of regulation, some kind of setting here. Normally it is in neutral, but then you can, if the voltage to the consumer is too low, for example, they can put it up. Then they will put this one to step 3, maybe they put it to step 5.
Actually, the tab change step is the step that you can adjust how many volts
Yeah, yeah,
in the power transformer.
yeah.
Okay.
This is something that if they play with that, or if they change that, that's some information we like to have into the system. Another information we like into the system is still the serial number of the transformer, because sometimes we believe that it's a certain transformer that's out here, but actually in real life it has been replaced and put in another substation and they put something in, but no one...
So it means they have the new power transformer with a new serial number, but they forgot to put information in the system.
Yes. And on this power transformer, that is what we call a nameplate. And it has a lot of information. And this is the serial number. And this is information that's really important to have to register.
Yes.
So they have to check if that serial number is correct.
And
if
then
the system says this is correct,
and
the system says serial number is like this, and there's something else is written here, then they know, oh my god, someone actually replaced this one but has not registered, right?
And then they will know too that how long they have used that power transformer and if it's a time to change or not.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, maybe.
Maybe they have the